Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS 1090J. Man, I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. This video here, a lot of y'all be asking me, like, when I'm in the lives, why do I do this? Some of the things that we do as far as body language, sign language. I'm gonna jump into that with this video. This right here, like I said in the live, it's like a respect thing. When we walk around the compound, there's something called controlled movement. We're not allowed to speak. They don't want us to speak. They don't want us communicating with other dorms. They be mad strict. Sometimes it's extra. It's like when we're in the chow hall, you're not allowed to talk. A lot of times if you get caught talking in the JIT prisons, they'll make you dump your food. They'll make you PT. They'll make you lay on the floor, whatever it is. In adult prisons, they'll usually just make you dump your food and leave and go back to your dorm. So it's a big thing that you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to communicate. When you see somebody you rock with, you just do something like this. It's like a respect thing. Some people do this here. Some people will put, a fist over their heart like love. And then you got the gangs that'll throw up different things. But a lot of people will do this if there are COs present, just because you're not going to start stacking your set in front of COs unless you're ready to go to confinement. You feel me? Sign language, you use it in the dorm, especially if you're fast and you can really type something out, you know what I mean? You trying to bust a message to somebody, we finna go to war, we finna da-da-da, whatever it is. Sign language, though, is really just used inside of confinement. So when you behind a small door and you trying to talk to somebody, you don't want to yell because either other people are asleep or, you're not trying to get attention from the COs, because if they're in the bubble, they can hear you yelling from inside of the confinement wing. So for sign language, it's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. It's the regular sign language alphabet. It's not like we made up different, you know what I mean? This is just a regular alphabet, and you spell out every word to write to somebody, or like we call it texting. We'll be texting on the window. So you, what's up? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? And when you swipe down, that's like a space. So, that's how you pretty much communicate. If I'm talking to somebody and I'm telling them, like, shoot the pictures or something, you tell them, shoot it. You make a little gun. Hey, shoot the pictures to me. They know what time it is. Hey, shoot me the book, bruh. Whatever. Now, when it's wartime, you want to pay attention to what people are signing, or if you got a bunkie, sometimes you'll want to watch what he's talking about too, especially if you're in the room with somebody that's in the opposite gang or something like that. You don't know if they're plotting on you. You don't know if he's telling somebody to, shoot a poker into the room and now he's got a weapon and you don't, and you're trapped in here with him. So you want to learn how to read fast, and you want to learn how to look without looking, if that makes sense. You don't want to get caught looking, because if you get caught looking at a gang member signing another gang member by somebody within that organization, that can get you flipped just off the fact that you in their business and you're not supposed to be. It's not meant for you to know, otherwise they would say it. So if you get caught watching someone sign, it's usually going to end in a problem. One of the first things you're going to learn how to read, though, is going to be body language. Before you go into any dorm, before you get on the bus, before you're even in the jail, you're going to have it in your head like, all right, I'm going to walk in like this. You're either going to walk in and walk with some respect, your chin up, your chest out, whatever it is. If you walk in there looking timid, though, people already know what's up. If you see people with their head down, if you see people looking at the floor, anytime I made it into a dorm, I was new on the compound, I'm making sure I look at everybody. If I get put in a wing and I don't know anybody, I'm looking back at everybody that's looking at me like, yeah, I see y'all too. Because everybody's going to be staring at you. You know what I'm saying? If you walk in there looking at the floor, that person staring at you is thinking in their head like, oh, look, he already submitting. He don't even want to look. So when I walk in, I'm looking everybody in their eyes. You see me, I see you too. You feel me? It ain't disrespect. I'm not sizing you. I'm looking at you like you looking at me. And sometimes that right there can be an issue. Yo, what you looking at? I'm looking back at you. What are you looking at? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just different ways that eye contact can create an issue. But at the end of the day, you don't want to submit in any sense, because that'll be taken as weakness. Your body language is everything, and it's vital within the first minute of you walking in. that you radiate some form of dominance, some form of masculinity, that you're not going to be weak. And you can go about it respectfully. I remember in CFIC and H-Storm, somebody from Miami walked in, and I'm cool with him. I was cool with him after this happened. I'm cool with him now. We're on Instagram and everything. But he walked in and pretty much just sized everybody in there. He walked in just looking at everybody and had this look on his face like he wasn't impressed. And, you know, within 5 or 10 minutes, we were fighting. So it all depends on how you walk in. It all depends on how you carry yourself. If you carry yourself throughout the prison, you're not really sizing anyone, you do the excuse me's, this and that, you're going to be good. But people are going to be reading your body language. People want to see if you're shaking. People want to see if you're nervous, if you're paranoid. If you see someone that's looking paranoid, you know something's either going to happen to them or they're about to do something to someone else. If you see somebody that's normally loud and energetic and has a personality to them, they're not usually quiet and kept to themselves. When they are quiet, you know there's an issue. You know there's something about to happen. And you can see it on a lot of people. There'll be a lot of gangsters that walk around and talk the talk, and then when it pops off, their whole body language changes. They seem timid. They seem very stiff. They're not as loose and as wild and aggressive as they were before. Now that they know danger's in the air, something's about to pop off, they just start kind of like shriveling up and looking weak. Not everybody you're going to be able to read their body language. Some people are master manipulators. Some people are able to camouflage themselves and who they are. And, you know, I say that in a sense of you might have somebody you think is a savage, quiet killer type of individual, might have called somebody out, but then when he gets into it and knives get involved, he goes PC. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that'll put on that front because they know that image is everything in prison until that image gets tested. And the crazy thing about it, it's a double-edged sword, because when you put on the front that you're tough, it makes people want to test you. A lot of people think when you go to prison, you want to be the biggest and the baddest and da-da-da. When you're like that, there are other people competing to take that place. If they think you're the baddest and you think you're the baddest, they want to be the baddest, and they're going to come for you and try to bust your head so they can have that title. So it's like you don't necessarily want to come off like that, but in the end you have to. And you don't want to be carrying yourself and being viewed as somebody that's weak. That's never what you want. Another aspect on it though, another twist to it, is the female correction officers' body language, or the female nurses, whatever females you around, their body language will tell you everything. If they feeling you or not, how they move, how they smile, how they talk, what their eyes doing. You got to watch their eyes just to see how they communicating. But at the same time, you got to make sure that CO or that nurse isn't going to ban you and put you in confinement and get you gassed by half the compound. They be the wife of officers and sergeants that are working on the compound. So you don't want to try the wrong one. But if she's feeling you, you got to peep her body language. Like when you reach out for a sit call or something inside of the booth and she accidentally touch your hand, and you know there's a no contact rule. Y'all ain't supposed to touch each other. You ask for a pen, she touch your hand again. She bite her lip for a little too long. You know what time it is. There's things you can peep. You looking at her eyes, she's looking you up and down. She's not sizing you because she gangster. She like what she see. So that's what you need to pick up on. Be able to read their body language, and then you know you can try them. You can either bust a kite to them, write them a little note or something, tell them to tear it up, throw it in the toilet when they done reading it, see how she react to it. Me and Goo had it so nasty at one point, I had a CO that was texting me back. She knew sign language. We be texting, I tell her shoot the cigarettes, whatever. I go out to get a sit call. She passed me the cigarettes with the sit call like it was raw. Then we go back to the room, me, Goo, Rainbow, we start firing up and smoking, hanging out. You got to be able to read people. And I mean, it even took effect when I got out onto the street. You know what I'm saying? I go to a job interview and I be able to tell first quarter, like right when they look at me, I bet I know he ain't gonna hire me. You know what I'm saying? I could tell by how he looking at me. He ain't even interested in nothing I'm saying. Like, I ain't finna get the job. It is what it is. And it takes its toll on the street too. I'm not gonna lie. Like being released, I didn't like people walking up with their hands in their pocket before prison. You know, they might have a gun, a knife, whatever. But in prison, we're not even allowed to put our hands in our pocket. If you got pants that got pockets, you're not supposed to put your hands in it. You know what I'm saying? Or what a lot of people do when it's freezing cold is they put their hands in their pants. You know what I'm saying? And of course, like, you'll make sure they're on their sides. We're not allowed to put our hands in our pants. One, because you could be carrying a knife, trying to pull it out, whatever. They know what it is. Two, because if there's a female CO present, somebody might be trying to, you know what I'm saying? So they don't allow that at all. And you know, that's the way we carry our knives. We get a little name clip and you clip the knife to your boxes and it hangs in between your legs and you walk around with the knife, you pull it out from in front of you and you hit somebody up with it. That's how you mob with it. So when someone walks up with their hands and I can't see their hands or what's in their hands, I'm uncomfortable off rip. And you know, I be trying to peep everybody's little body language and movement, and it makes you analyze people in a different way, especially being in prison where you feel the need to analyze everybody and you feel the need that you're not going to be comfortable around someone until you've put them in a category. Like, all right, I think this dude could be dangerous. I'm going to keep watching on him. I think he's soft. I'm going to put him in this category. I ain't worried about him. You just do that with everyone. It's something that sticks with you. It's like a survival tactic, like something that you need to, you know, keep doing to feel comfortable. Because once you've felt uncomfortability, once you've been in a war zone, a battlefield where people are getting slumped, where people are getting split open, and you're seeing a lot of graphic violence you've never been exposed to, the only way to feel comfortable is to feel on point. You know, when Spanish people used to speak Spanish around me and we was going to war with Spanish organizations, you feel at a disadvantage because they're able to speak openly, loudly, and you don't know what the hell they're talking about. And we would have to come up with our own sign language through our own symbolisms. And sometimes, like, people would literally get made to break it off by gangs just to teach that gang how to do the other gang's sign language so that they're able to understand and know when war is going to happen before it actually breaks out. It's crazy. It's insane. It's almost like a lot of these traits are just scarred into you and you carry them with you throughout life. But when I learned sign language, I ain't gonna lie, I was in court. I was in Hillsborough County Court. I was downstairs before we took the elevator upstairs to going to the little courtroom, whatever. Then, you know, we downstairs on the benches and we got the TVs. And I was sitting next to one of my brothers and he just started teaching me. He ran me the alphabet. I did it with him. You know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We ran through the alphabet a couple of times. I just kept doing it the whole time. While I'm in the courtroom, I'm still over here doing it when my hands are cuffed up. When I took the bus back to the jail, I'm still doing it. And I learned sign language that day. When I went back to the, you know what I'm saying, to the jail, I told everybody, don't talk to me, sign to me. I'm going to learn this. And I learned it quick. Body language, it took more. It took more experience. It took more understanding. Goo was really the one, though, that put me up on beat. Goo was the one that really taught me how to read people, taught me when to shoot my shot, and taught me how to manipulate, in a sense, finesse a situation to work out how I want it to work out. You feel me? So right now, I'm finessing this YouTube channel how I want it to work out. You see what I'm saying? But hey, it's 1090 J. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. Till next time.